My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. Osia dem yopo.
You are once again welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like and also share to other members to watch as well. You can equally leave a comment at the comment section after watching or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number T0277 128 777. Thank you. I want you to join me listening to a speech from Mustafa Gbande on their readiness towards the upcoming election in Ablekuma North. He assured Ghanaians and NPP members that they are ready for whatever will come up within the election. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to detailed speech or explanation from him. Thank you.
1.7.
Ora Mustafa Gbande, a Deputy General Secretary of the NDC. Mus, me watching. Agibus me watching. Good morning. Uniso. Aha. Agimus abaso. Agimus, good morning.
Good morning, over next time.
Boko na so
Ambassador me you. Ambassador Kwame Tikasiye.
Ye ni de.
Ye di tika na ka ho.
Mo de aka ho. Enura asema pie e ba ye ne se His Excellency Reverend John Dramani Mahama 24-hour economy a wo share bono o de aba na enura mete semu bo nwum no kra o de asempa na bo asempa no abo 24-hour economy signa ehun komote
Adepa ne adwempa eta mampeni na butaya owoma woman one NDC party atranse hu se ikura ye titire no obi ohokra ube sori na paso wo kwa adwuma adwuma 8 hours traffic na ade babia ni party ubaka so bedu adwuma kra na sefe 3 hours na eko ni ha adwuma mo hono demand e wo hono productivity no e low uko hospital ayare for da ho because emra ye high obi a emra da ensesa da ho no se 8 hours na obey adwuma 8 hours na ayare for no se wom twen na the following day so uko airport wa idi kan ho asem anajo na services ni bi apon anu mampeni adwen hu se SSC an overhaul of the framework within the period the ejuma say okay saying ahomacha anajo obi akoda no enam so obi antie commercial antie na ye de akọ enyomo ananse de akọ preaching senka Ghana for anajo na ye 24 hour na obi anna taxi for ye ejuma truck for ye ejuma because oko market night markets omo ton niema ntino amanfo beti OKFM you won't do music again you will go commercial edisika betu ni pabotum enipa benye adwuma oman no na ye titire ntinua omampanyi ebue hu eda na di abese abofra ya wo no afi ni ebe shene diapers ni ahia mana na fencing na wiase edi hu so but I think that the 24-hour economy is a good thing for this country say ya baby bim and now you report on my pilot 24-hour senka enkaneno omuye ejuma all right but about 6 adanse anajo na custom system ye close porter yinia or hona Japan na fi aka protectional services in kwa as you see answer there container na bedu port anopay went me in anopay ya anajo custom officials betra ho aye ejuma banks be ejuma na omotime you container amount. It is demand driven and a chain, so one thing leads to the other, and it is a port. A 24-hour economy near Yiniyama, traffic ever from, demurrage ever from, and customers betting me supply near Mama Womo and call for within the specific agreed time frame. Yes, no, and then you call what increase the lighting. Light now as a stadium. They have increased police visibility and protection. Actually, what it means is that a lot of custom officials will be moved into that arena. A lot of security personnel will be moved into that arena. A lot of other government officials will be moved into that arena. And also says that people will now be employed to be able to give those services. So the chain gives employment, the chain leads to good public service, the chain also reduces traffic. The same as I've talked about hospitals. With the can say the to say Mokola Sing and answer night markets are Abababumi. Say Ubi fee empty Ababetoniama. And now say visibility to honor light in Oho. What do we see at the bank? And I do bedra where you were the Atoniama. And a pana away Simokono. Kwame so no ko ejuma traffic be reduce am obi ahwato no matise Ghana fu bi bisa say oh moba na mo man fisika to 24-hour economy ho adenti na afedie e diska bi ato ho. So what is our questions now? Hello
Me ba cho ani wo so meet you.
Kwame, for every government policy intervention there will be some commitment of expenditures to it. There will be some commitment of expenditures to it. Kasa yedema a police for to increase visibility and patrol. The expenditure outside the usual police budget, because it adds up to what the police would have to do. Ukaya many emergency at the time questions frequently asked about 24-hour economy. You know, if you look at that document, Ubehu said there will be some incentives, government incentives, companies who sign on to 24-hour economy would have to enjoy. Say, tax responsibility to be that Omuye feel one. It's a sacrifice on the public purse outside what you are doing. There will be some sort of interventions if you are recruiting people to augment the demand-driven policy. In the process of even the recruitment, you give them the tools and logistics. It has to come with a budget. Matisse Bimoso Kase, Anna, Dumso Iwohi, Adintina, Infant Womenya Light in the age. And when MPP people ask these questions, I get surprises. Does that mean that factories have stopped working because we have had a challenge of power? And the government should not seek to develop or overhaul the policy that we have to intervene in a way that the country would have to work day and night other than just day. I just think that in the nutshell, gradually, 24-hour economy, yes, Bibiana, yes, starting with a day. It is not possible. One chain will lead to the other. And I believe that in 6 months, Ghanaians will begin to see visibly. Ejubanwa polish na number kasa amana ho. Say the do be ebia na OKFM more than 4 years one shift. Say do be a team for those one. Some of them will move in tonight. And filling stations so. Because trot for Ejuma taxi drivers ejuma, bankers ejuma, radio stations ejuma. They will definitely buy fuel. So filling stations will work in the night. The filling station attendance will be increased from 1 to 2. The security personnel there will be increased from 1 to 2. The owner of the filling station will make money in the night and make money day. It develops a nation rapidly. So I am grateful that day in, day out within 6 to 7 months. Ya start here and near ma Ghana for akọ apam nyina. Omampenyin mpanyifo a womatsa ho adwenwen ho adwen wo man yie. Yedu to fomu a sabi betimi aboa ma Ghana. Nyina ya yie. Ghana that's ene hia yen. At the end of the day, Ghana yie nyina ne ho beto yen. And I think that we are on the right path.
Na Ankemus mami radio we yete budget se be aban twesika we earmarked for 24-hour economy no. Hello me say aban ebo sika bi se sika we na aban yetwa to ho for 24-hour economy no.
I think, sir, in rural lands, all these matters were truly discussed. And I do know, sir, in the course of time, Minia Mpenifua, Wamo Secretariat through government communication and Ministry of Trade and Industry. Wamo Beye na apart from the land, explanations be what policy no yababwa na omotimi ayi ano de amagana for na yina will be on the same page as we continue to work to implement the policy. So we will be make 24-hour economy. Na generator mi use abana rema me fuel na sanse na no asamoa abai mu mpanyifo bebe yi ano na Ghana fo timi ate wo mafie ni nyina yetimi akọ enye obia na behia budget we ka ya tamo ya started adi we magazine enko 40 na msi boy sadi we krade aboayen ye krade ye ntwan aban se adwempo wi na da aban timu a ye krade ye hyafe and you come magazine there. Mechanics were what? And Cadena about 4. Oh, cars into a car or coffee other. And now you was set it lighter. Then call out in the age about 5 new set ever barber twasso into a car after you out the aqua shop on. I never know what is a real walk forward there, okay, baby. So all these things will be explained out of the policy perspective, sir. Ghana for better on what here in due course. Sir, your lanchin and raya. And tea. Science and the beba. Na omude you no edia ba ama atif one so estimate one more.
Now, Mammy Radio, Mr. President, Kase focus no towards the private sector. Now, I mean, I want to say.
Well, sir, Oman Penny, the Unim that are on there. So, she said, you're here in the year 2016. One of the legacies are you cannot, clean or erase his name from infrastructure foundation and industrial interventions and growth. And so, all the Adadiano, he is looking at how to improve on our manufacturing, our industrial hubs. At the Asania Bayana, Ghana 14 producer near mana companies, Amanone, Etini Abe set up within the country. When we produce Amayanya Home Faso, Oko China is here. Even American factories are located in China because of one, cost of raw materials, two, production cost. The end effect, they say, and Myanmar won't produce will be cheaper and serviceable to the market. And then so there's a package for the private sector or all of these interventions will be well articulated in the public engagements secretariat in the Ministry of State through the government communication machinery. At the Babet thing to answer and to give a clear, concise, specific roadmap, in Abafaso, Opeso and Ruler. To that idea, we move one district, one factory. The fact that the policy is launched does not necessarily mean it will be a here. In the private sector, Opeso and Ruler, Kwamben or Befaso, all these things will come up as additional engagements that the Secretariat will do for deeper understanding and stakeholder, roll up to the program. And in due course, we now about one thing I'm a Ghana for, but I do believe that really yes, the private sector would be a bigger and a major, concentration as far as the 24-hour economy is.
Na obi bisa se uba abrochira ma hodo so metimi abo ma hodo be 20 enye baabi nyina ena 24-hour economy no eye dwuma me fan say okay memra baabi ti se ebi a UK shop bi ana malls bi ti se Asda wonye 24-hour ubo baabi ti se shops bit is a Halifax. 24-hour. Mimra Australia, baby shops bit is a Mice. Baby over US a Target, Walmart. Woman 24-hour. It went a sectorial and now a ding.
We have always said, sir, 24-hour economy is demand driven and a chain impacting policy. One, it overhauls our time frame of work. Two, it's targeted at increasing productivity and supply chain. Targeted at reducing traffic and demand. And for example, a 24-hour economy will work at the airport sections. Kokuduka International Airport. I mean, no, it's a Udu airport, baby. Banks, engage manager.
Say ATM. ATM.
You and your ATM in Tino, then you say there you won't operate other services. There are a lot of services that close, even before 9 o'clock.
Sure.
When you put the incentives together, now everybody can conveniently participate in the service provision. I also want to believe that it is not the same story if you go to say Wa Airport, where the demand is not there. The fact that the demand will not be at Wa Airport doesn't mean that the demand for customer service or service to the public is not at Kotoka International Airport. And policies usually are not targeted at what not to do. It's targeted at what to do to improve a certain condition of service or situation. And to the fact that ABA Anajo, for health reasons, we don't operate chobbers in the night because people are sleeping. It doesn't mean that people don't work in the night. The target is to make sure that government creates an enabling environment for people to be able to function and to work on a shift basis because of demand, and also to be able to serve the public to reduce a particular challenge which is to increase production. So if you have a pure water factory, for example, and the demand in the area, they be out producer and assign. If there are incentives, workers be to be an factory, the factory owner is motivated by government to operate that factory based on some incentives available. na ehumbe bampa farmer company no a, the factory owner will then employ more people. What it means is that instead of producing 10 bags of water a day, then you close, you end up producing 20 or 25, and then there will be consistent supply of that water to the public. So nobody will go to other places looking for water because they know that this factory has produced enough to be able to service the market. That is what it is about. And there's no ambiguity in these areas of understanding. And clearly, the fact that there will not be high demand in certain areas is not enough to believe that we don't need a policy like 24-hour economy. We need it most. Even in government services. And, you know, we have consistently talked about even hospital services. We have talked about the port, we have talked about the airports, we have talked about market and all of it. It's a chain. So when it begins to roll up, one thing will open up for another thing to happen. And so once those things begin to happen, you see that people will begin to get their feet. If 24-hour economy doesn't start, the taxi driver, the truck driver may not be working in the night in a certain area. So if you have consistent 24-hour economy in Sikwalebu and a rich hospital, where the hospital is open to what it does at day, doing same at night, the number of people who will move in that area will be very high. So because the hospital is doing 24-hour economy, taxi drivers will work, truck drivers will work. Through the increase in the service provision chain, other people will come up. People will come and sell things in the traffic. People will come and do this. And then it goes and goes and goes and goes. So once they rule up the policy and it builds up, you will begin to see the dividends and the gains that the nation will make out of the policy. But I think that one of the most wonderful policies in the century for our economy is Ejuma Beba. Ebema Ejuma, and it also increased the quality of service provision both within the private sector and in the public sector.
Na metwase ye kra ye hay kra no ye betimi aye night show to say the ye ya ko bi o wa say wo ye adwuma wo ni time de tie nti enumere no anasa na dwo no ade a che bia betimi atoaso ye monnwom say ye wo kan
so the mama bia makwa so say we wie anapa we okofiu e bia no akwa
e na Thursday obekọ neat awia
enti we no na say you do baby you don't have a choice because the number of people, the listenership of OKFM between the hour of 6 o'clock to 4 a.m. in the night, and they will entertain themselves. After 4 years, they want to listen to radio. That's before they want to, you will be compelled to ensure that in the night, OK radio station is not playing music. You are doing adverts for people to hear. You are doing commercial for people to listen. And when this is going on, you would be able to increase the security man at the premises from just day, thinking that in the night the traffic is low. So you augment the same level of security, you increase more security guards. You have to employ more journalists. And through that, every other essential, staff of OKFM that works at day, the same batch would have to work at night. So if 10 journalists didn't have a job, because there is service to be provided.
Yeah. Okay. Now, my member and come for Frostway. Ablekuma North. Ababe CN say rerun of some polling stations been near the idea. Na matitin komobi say yes mo say mo kwa mo anya antum but per the electoral commission e krata ode ba bonte no afenu no nyina mo age atum se mo nko rane sa polling station na mo ade up na afa yendi clear winner eti say
I think so basically ndra ye di hu komona NDC they are maintaining always set about what I call 2024 December 7 Ablekuma North one constituency MP before years and anka omu via EDFM clearly no munim say Ablekuma for am to abama fa candidate.
But not until it's declared no. Ultimate kase no person we abade obey we say.
That is no say adi na come the opposite kun wan yes them politics ana.
Me ye papa.
Now you teacher pe.
There be
yeah, the man I try to because I'm a candidate now.
Now, my main cousin back on show. Your union na me mate be. We money this or a big man pa. And over catch him so almost percent an SRC treasurer na one pet. No, but I'm saying that then I may and I'm so Shadaka said obey na da ye ready manifesto no. Me ba be gina ka say me ne o me roommate mu scan man obi
no dance here
ma be gina ka say mu scan man obedi o me roommate say sa na ento ma
oba ai Ablekuma no ai ye candidate aho mame Rabna Obeng party na group no are prepared for an occasion like this. Woman no eti Ablekuma no for enim no so ban said ye ojo no hojo said ye we ye na juma fa enu nti no mkoto aba no ema no ba kwin za wo we enyina enim se campaign a ekoye sisifia no mkoto ye no nde o ye dancer no all sat se Michael Jackson o bu ni sisi enu ono no enim se abanya no wo is being alleged that she was involved in visa racketeering.
Pacho Mr. Me Pacho with him. Uncle Mr. Yan redraw him Pacho. Why?
Yeah, no.
Sir visa racketeering whatever.
Me
Pacho Mr. It's being alleged, but Sabi Obaka said Mama Kwai ama wa publish it on truth and then falsehood
about him to pay evidence.
Hey, to Wadama, Yankee one sign, Mammy, why near Medase.
And now, I say, your Koya election, CI 127, and regulate the conduct, collation, declaration of results. And a law requires, you use to carbonated pink sheet. Now, carbonated pink sheet, I also go to what shall look to the no be no chalo to no obama duplicate of the same nti wo winia wa dance ya wo de ba be use kan duplicate na e wo wunsem no
yes
and I say original na the amount no duplicate no wo de be film ade ya serial number de ya he booklet no ya be so we winia na wan wini na ye do baby no na MPP4 kofa electronically transmitted pink sheet so wo mo de wo mo ekura wo pink sheet obi enimba be esiba na no na EC empanye adwuma because EC couldn't account for the pink sheet and am say basa ya e course wo ho NDC so ni any pink sheet ni bi e bi enso ye wo bi and MPP for no move but ye ni nyina so MPP for the intentionality yamfa wo mo ayi pink sheet na wo mo ayi electronically ni yamfa declare election no and also enter emra no it's not contemplated in CI 127. So if EC cafe, you can run the election in the so for example, na examine na neba so results na liki enti another actually you say answers na liki enti a counselor. About coming, we a good student, you prepare yourself and go back for the election. NDC is always ready for an election. Because we believe that in one accord, as a party, we'll go back to Ablekuma North and speak to the people of Ablekuma North. Now, yeah, and Bobo, near Komanim, near Papa Wamacho, near Noma Kasa, near Pong, a Baywana, a young woman, I didn't say, so be the woman in one and in Guasibia Ma. Obedi woman ni mu a anyunyam e na be kohonum so obedi woman ni mu a dachimma e be no so ban e develop as a woman over time ye de ommo kakoka ni aka kai wo mo ye de we se resimu se See a court election now. One me to Obama yen. Because Ablekuma North eka Ghana home. In the last 8 years, and near my yesum, and also the only evidence because Ukraine is an example of an experience, maybe, and the evidence in and now near Yakum or how our man Yakum said Yanya Papa or Krabby president. Now or how or then a young for down for the Yakum. On it, ya Papa or Safuba for me, we are sky train fencing. Sky frame papa na meya openya meya kumfi o hwe wo pa free ya kutu ya papa fo kwa na omde akọ ha mu a emrante ne mmabawo a Ghana wo munye adwuma nya ekom na de enti wo hwe aban we ya pressure da aban so no is because obi a ekom ade ne fia napa eduru enumje no wanya aduane yanni na okoda no maame no obeha no. See as how no better aban we so. Ghanaians have not forgotten of that. Say, aban be about 8 years, and Rantian and Mabawa ye almost woman some mine. Bonia womu dear cum. And Niama womu ye. Subania womu dene dear. Ama, in fact, Ghana for Kranomo Paba say, the democracy bene. Ghanaians have not forgotten. Say, woman buy yes, woman yet policies. Send her a policy scheme that won't be doing ska. And woman check Ghana can woman did to say, Kura in New Rat. Ablekuma North Eka home. Under President Akufado. So the local government crowd the name collapse. This is for Krano Muntia Muye. Benise, Yadi common fan that call. Near to toilet, and answer route, and our hospital. Ablekuma North 8 years MPP anya akoko buompo Ablekuma North ni akase omo develop bibia omo gina ho e di akase wo pe vote honum ayi 8 years a wo betra so o kai wo vice president almost flag bearer for the 2024 election say almost sisi toilet ye be ko wa kwa bi sa Ablekuma North for say Baumia toilet no bi ana. Oh, enti when you no. Ya ba susu ba ko kase. NDC ya ba ye 6 months ni. Obakwa me ni wadi ka kasa asem wi under President Mills. Nanka asai ani ye di series. E de ko ya papa alaji drus mama committee ho. Ase ni e be ko chef kwam kumatikaze ambassador ya ba man ni titi sen said no tie. Said you dress here, celebrity, or child or send shoes. Me are reading now, said the amount. 6 months, near a year appointment. President Akufado bet transfer. Now, after and an everybody ministers, the Ubekaya don't bought a Yabujina Pono in the school near to her boss and so much not in the school near to her. By this time, the year appointment, Kraniak as a government was formed. And then, within 6 months, we are already feeling as if the government is an old government. The economy is turning around, inflation is coming down, dollar have been stabilized. It has never happened in the history of this country. You know, we are a governance, Kwanubo, Abafom, Nadia, Usoria, and yes, I buy me penny for Navy Ska, Nemo, I buy me penny for a Tata and Kofa, Umulia Ganeska. The reverse is happening. Yabeka, Edia threat. Those 19 polling stations because they are Ghanaians. The hardship of yesterday becomes the burden of the NDC today. And we are trying to resolve that. The people of Ablekuma North knows that. Matter the MPP for some press conference. No problem. But they are demonstration because they will not. They are not capable. They are not ready. They don't qualify to contest an election because they know that it won't go well. Now, everyone is talking about my MPP. And when we lose Aba, miserably, it never happened in the history of our country. They did not go into sober reflection. They did not go into consultation. as we speak, woman Timimpo and the grassroots to go and apologize to them. So woman and power and woman by and so woman and woman the opposition. Almost have opposition for 8 years. They are not doing that. Woman last engagement almost woman yeah. She can't share no problem. When also their own bizarre evidence. Says Kua Kolani or second. You know, these kind of people, and then one party are disintegrated, no leadership, no direction, no focus. How can they contest in an election? So they will find excuses to say that, and because EC have sought to do what they want and it didn't work, so they will not participate in the election. That's what they are going to do. But yet, we are asking the Electoral Commission to allow the people of Ablekuma North to have a member of parliament. We are asking the Electoral Commission to not allow a repetition of what happened to the people of Hohoi. Because when they did that to the people of Hohoi, they saw the ramifications in the subsequent election. We are asking the people, the Electoral Commission, to ensure that the will and mandate expected of the people of Ablekuma North is manifested. So whatever it takes, no party should be given an advantage over the other. If we have to go back to an election, MPP will campaign, NDC will campaign. All of us are going to campaign on the strength of our political parties, the advantages that we have. I don't see what MPP is going to say to anybody, including the people of Ablekuma North at this time, said that should be a basis of voting for them, because minority will go and sit at Yoko on the ground, or they will walk from parliament to police station, or yes, then they will go and convert at the police station. That is why we should take them to be a better, alternative. No. Because the MPP have not come to recount and denounce themselves from Bonia, President Akufo and the Ghana for. The MPP have not done that. They still defend the atrocities, the fraudulency, the defeat, the dishonesty of President Akufo's regime against the people of Ghana. To the extent, sir, indeed, a Japanese document we are taking a document.
Na mami we sad you.
Amen. Over.
Akufo say so na ban woko. Eti wadina ban kwa wie no. Say no ono no wodi ne be fremu a the next elections ne Ablekuma dey say onye a factor to say yenka say ebi anipa be hwe so e dey ato aba.
No, I can't tell the president. Because no, this year, of Frank or former Vietnam supporting about
me. But I mean, Sasma make him
not only a politician. MPP only, everyone dance here. So one another deep one here. Now, what is that? Ma or Yankaka or Ma.
Eddie, Ankimus, and near me, President Busan say, so Ablekuma Diano. Most settle on what police stations I would say na moko to abano per the money electoral commission share and share say
almost 19.
Yeah,
electoral commission the free. And that the end one was the MPT for electoral commission. But or by for any issue or by force is not real. MPT for any issue is not real. They're the almost 19. But all we want to emphasize is that in good faith, we are ready for any election.
Oh, okay.
As long as it will test all of us, test the strength of our parties, to make sure that democratically an MP Ablekuma North surfaces, we will go and follow suit. But what they wanted the Electoral Commission and the NDC to fix, Mr. Wamudie, a manifested pink sheets, we couldn't have allowed that. Because even pinches are on the bamboo. And for what was sign about Bontown because I know sign. So how do you use those pink sheets to declare an election.
Okay.
Whether they said 37 and they said 19, we will go for the election. If it is one polling station, we will go. MPP should prepare, if they are a political party, and join suit, except that they don't have the goodwill. They are not organized enough to go for any election. But we will go. We are ready to go for an election as long as it doesn't break the law. It doesn't cheat anybody. As long as it gives opportunity for Ghanaians to vote again. The only constraint is that the people who have voted before, if they are able to come back the trouble, or mess up the team, that's how about Mama. So that's the only way. Ubi a obekwe eja, obeja na ejum. Now akosi line no atwaba. And now say you hear or man no don't know. They will come and vote. And now to omo pese and peso enya representation in parliament inti. They will come and vote. We will plead with them to come and vote. So if the MPP is a political party, let them also believe that elections resolve conflict. But to go and use manufactured, fictitious team sheets, electronically scanned, when there are no duplications or carbonations to it, that one is not a law. It's not in CI 127. The Electoral Commission couldn't have done that anyway. So I don't see what their problem is. NDC is ready for an election. And the Omega said, by election, by Omunko.
Mate, Nana, Mammy Fow and see and Comuna Bibiani and Mefro. I may claim appointment and so, Madame.
Let her know.
I'm a letter.
I said, India, a prime minister. Maybe I know a do India, sir. Maybe some of Panama.
Mama.
Yamizao.
Oh, Raddy. Mustafa Gbande, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC.
Thank you for making time with us once again. We much really appreciate your time and say God bless you for the good work you are doing and continue to do. Please do drop a comment on what you have watched. Let's hear your view. Let's hear your suggestion. What you think about what he said. Please drop it at the comment section. It's most important to us. Please do drop. And to all our cherished new viewers, we urge you to subscribe for more videos as well. Share the link to all platforms that you belong to. Thank you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.